Hey there, Chanel here from the Heart and Soul with your weekly channeled message for May 19th through the 24th, 2026. We've had some unusual energy for the last few weeks. Let's see where we're going today. So the second I tap into my spirit guides, it looks like we're building a fire. No fire yet, just all the kindling and the sticks and things like that they're piling them all up and they're getting them all ready. There's straw or something in there to ignite it. And they're showing me the tiny spark. There is this reminder this week that things don't happen instantaneously. We are not throwing gasoline on the fire. It is about allowing that smoldering to happen with the spark and to allow it to expand and to grow. And if you've ever built a fire and you've watched it where you've had that little tiny spark and then it just kind of starts to spread, that's the energy that we're moving into. As we feel this begin, it's like the light, and they're showing me in our belly, the light in our belly, in our soul, is starting to expand. And we can't do this quickly because it would be really uncomfortable to expand that fast. So it's this piece of like awareness and paying attention. The other side of that is we're not good at paying attention. And they tell us this all the time. They're explaining that with every... Okay, so it's like this feeling of like, as things come in, we can expand into them, but we have to have awareness and presence to be able to feel that and to move into that. And there's this feeling of like, we need to pause sometimes and just be present in the energy and not try to push and move forward through it. There really is this feeling of like slow and steady, and that's the way it's supposed to be right now. It is not supposed to be intense. It's not supposed to be deep action. It is supposed to be this piece of step, 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 step. And they're acknowledging the fact that we're getting frustrated because there's always this piece of like, there is something bigger coming, there's information, there's a transition happening, and then we're like, oh, yay, and we feel that moment of relief, and then the next thing starts, and the next thing starts. And they said this cycle or this pattern is shifting, but you have to create the transition and the change. It is the way that you react. It is the way that you function through it that makes the difference. Instead of getting into frustration and forcing, it is really about allowing. And that is not always an easy thing to do. We are not programmed to allow. That's just not the way we're set up. But they're saying this is the time for the transformation in that, and that the way we move forward can be very different, creating more ease, less anxiety, less stress, less effort. It's just, it has a whole different feeling that is hard to put words to. I'm just checking in to see if there's anything else we need to know about this week. It just feels like we're moving through this transition and it's about allowing and accepting. Oh, there we go. So this piece of what's really important right now is to regulate the nervous system, to really, really regulate the nervous system. It is about softening, being aware of when we're in survival mode, if we're in a heightened state. It's really this piece of like, how are we allowing ourselves the space to take care of our nervous system first to be able to make the changes? We can't actually create growth or healing unless we're in a regulated nervous system. And I know, like, you're like, oh, Chanel, stop talking about the nervous system. But it's so important. Safety and calm nervous system is so important to the transformation. So that is where I'm leaving it today. If you need some, like, nervous system reset tools, maybe I'll share some this week on my socials. But, like, Google them. There's so many and they're so easy. And the biggest piece of this is, like, recognizing when you are in fight and flight or survival, whatever you want to call it, and when you are neuroregulated. Those are two different states, and we need to know the difference, and we need to know that we come in and out of them, and when we are in each. So that's your homework this week. I'm going to leave it there. They're good with that. Thank you. Thank you to those that came out to Sandoz in Spirit. We had like the coolest thing happen, and I will promise I'll share it on socials later this week because it was so good. But that's my teaser on that one. If you are looking for group mediumship, the next one that has space in it is July. June is already sold out. I might bump them to 10 people just because they're selling out really fast, and I really hate saying no to people. So July, I'll bump it to 10, but the next one is the second Friday of July. Yoga Nidra is June 12th. If you would like to join me, it's at 7 p.m. on Zoom or in person at Dundas Yoga and Fitness. If you didn't see my last newsletter, you can purchase on-demand courses now through my portal. There is a library of them. Some are exclusive. You have to be a Divine Map member to get into them. Sorry. But there are a ton of spiritual workshops that are on demand. You can do them at your own pace and your own time. They're all pre-recorded from workshops that I've done in the Divine Map community. Some are a little longer, some are a little shorter, but they're all spiritual topics, and they're $11.11. So affordable, and they're yours for life. So enjoy. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. If you are looking to up-level your life, to clear old belief systems and patterns, to be able to move through life with more smoothness, more ease, more grace, and most importantly, remembering who you are, then book a one-on-one with me. You can always book it through my website. It'll head you to my set scheduling software, and let's get down to business and start changing your life. From my heart and soul to yours, until the next time, bye now.